People of this exotic archipelago live within the 7,107 islands, of which 11 of the largest islands cover 90% of the land. The islands are divided into three main groups. Luzon is the major island to the north and home of the capital Manila. The Visayas is a cluster of islands in the middle of the and to the south lies Mindanao. Being just north of the equator gives the Philippines a tropical climate which provides a perfect setting for a variety of activities. Relax at one of the many beaches, hot springs, and waterfalls. Enjoy ideal locations for scuba diving, a variety of surfing spots, sailing, peaceful hike in the mountainous terrain, or rowing through underground caverns. The temperature is relatively constant. The Philippines has two main weather seasons, rainy and dry. The dry season usually begins in December and ends in May, the first 3 months being the coolest and the second 3 the hottest. Thus the most pleasant weather is usually from November through February. Given the geographic, geological, and tectonic settings of the Philippine archipelago, the Philippines is prone to earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and typhoons. The converging Eurasian and Pacific plates are constantly squeezing and crunching the Philippines, changing its features and affecting its history.
Like many large Asian cities, Manila's private and public transport systems have long passed the point of overload. A system of choked roads designed, it seems, to ensure that you can get nowhere fast. Unless you're on one of these. Intense gridlock has encouraged one little flower to bloom in the transport wasteland, the trolley cars of Manila. Carving through traffic jams on one of these little trolleys is a breeze. But not exactly a pleasure, with the thought of 1,000 tons of train looming around the corner.
This is faster than a taxi.
Yeah, no traffic.
Yeah.
But we have enemies, the train. Yeah.
That's your natural enemy, huh?
Genaro Daclison has been running these rails and successfully avoiding his natural enemy for 18 years.
Very quickly.
Yeah, we someone hear some, we just move.
And what about me too? Jump on quicker.
Yeah.
With the train coming from one direction or the other every 15 minutes, Genaro, his young son and guests are certainly kept on their toes.
This is my younger son, Gerald.
Gerald, hello Gerald.
Pasaway.
For a couple of days, Genaro becomes my guide to the community of trolleymen who live and work around PUP, the Philippines University.
How many kids have you got?
I have 2 kids, 9 and 6 years old.
Yeah, and they live with you?
Yeah.
Home is a camp beside the railway line, and most of the time it's safer for Gerald to spend his days with his dad.
I'm Mark. My name's Mark. Can you say Mark? Mark, that's it.
The family were forced out of this area a few years ago and moved to a squatter relocation area on the outskirts of Manila. Hanaro's wife remained there, but with no income, Hanaro and the boys moved back to the rails.
So where do you sleep now?
With me dito sa trolley with my 2 kids at sidecar, rolling sidecar.
Just up
That's
here?
my house, yeah. That sidecar is,
In the sidecar?
yeah,
It's your house, see?
yeah.
At the entrance to the university, a dozen or so trolley drivers live and ply their trade. This camp is as illegal as the trolleys themselves. Periodically, there'll be a raid by Railways police here, but the service the trolley guys provide buys them a lot of friends and a bit of tolerance.
Welcome to the Philippines, the 7,000 island archipel nesting in the Pacific Ocean. The Philippines are the kingdom of the jeepneys, strange multicolored buses which crisscross the country. Here, individual vehicles are rare. The Filipinos are public transport enthusiasts. There are thousands of jeepneys. They're to be found in all the towns and villages and on every road. They are almost always packed. Some have been in service for more than 25 years and have several thousands of kilometers on the clock. Several dozen constructors are spread over the territory. Here on Leyte Island, there are 3, including IBB Motors, the most reputable. Building a jeepney is like playing with Meccano, and it illustrates the Filipinos' talent for the art of recuperating and recycling. None of the essential elements are made on site. All the elements arrive by cargo load from wealthy neighbouring countries.
They've been bought in bulk from auctions of cars which have been written off or are too old for service in countries like Japan. So they're made up into bulk lots and then they're shipped over here to be used for making jeepneys. Now you've got the front wheel axle and we find different models of engines.
Jeepneys are made from the chassis Jeep Willys, hence their name. The mechanics are elementary. It is therefore the bodywork and the finish that make up a constructor's reputation and the price of the jeepney.
There are so many kind of prices. It depends upon the body composition of stainless and galvanized, and especially if the body is solid stainless. Now the stainless ones are the more higher price than the ordinary one, and it depends upon the engine and the under chassis.
Including the TV inside, including the sound system.
It depends upon the accessories and the components we installed.
The drivers put a lot of money into their jeepneys, which they keep between 15 and 20 years on average. A jeepney is handed down from father to son. IBB Motors makes between 5 and 10 jeepneys a month, depending on the amount of finish required. Accidents are relatively few when taken in proportion with the number of jeepneys crossing the country. The Filipino driver has a good reputation. However, breakdowns are far more frequent. The mechanics are rudimentary and break easily, but they are repaired just as easily.
Well, our wonderful jeepneys let us down, but not for long. I think it's the cylinder gasket head. So we're going straight to the dealers where you'll see for yourselves. It's a real-life adventure.
The most difficult thing in all this story is finding someone to tow them. Finding a small garage is child's play. There are so many in the Philippines. They are often veritable Alibaba's caves. You can find everything. You just have to bend down.
Well, there we are, we've arrived. Now we'll be able to repair our jeepney because we're at the dealers. And there's no problem of a choice. They've got everything we need, so we just have to choose. There's something for every taste.
Here, the word new does not exist. But no matter, within a few minutes, the cylinder head gasket will be replaced and our jeepney will be able to set off again. Until the next breakdown.